Ticket number 7798. Opened June 14th, 2025, and still open to this day. This is my appeals ticket. I opened this ticket after being temporarily banned from the Deepwoken Discord and being stripped of my content creator role, and my offenses were as follows. I told a fan to eat glass as a joke. I said that the senator by the name of Tom Cotton deserves to be shot in the head for being a greedy piece of human trash, and I made a joke that Bill Gates, the CEO of Microsoft, named his company after his penis. The offense, which lost me my role, was the last one, which was appealed. However, despite the fact that it was labeled as a moderator cherry picking and was the action which lost me my role, appealing the action doesn't appeal my blacklist for the content creator role, meaning that my ticket has been open for 4 months at this point, waiting for a high-ranking member of the content creator team to look at it. In fact, even Punchy had to come by and push my ticket again 2 months ago, and it still hasn't been answered. This video is going to get into the specifics involving both lazy moderators, cherry-picked moderation actions, and why Deepwokens moderators vary so much in view based on certain offenses. Make sure to subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So yeah, I'm making this video to complain, but 2 things before I get into the important stuff. Number 1, I am streaming the first drip ranking in 6 months live at twitch.tv/Reaconteur, where I'm ranking your outfits and such. If you didn't submit in time for the form, you're gonna have to subscribe on Twitch, which is like $5, because that's the only way I accept late submissions, so sorry about that, you can make it next time. And 2, for the love of God, Deepwoken players need to watch videos before commenting. The last video I posted on the few issues I had involving the Central Authority origin, most being lore-based, just kind of resulted in a congregation of people who didn't watch the video, calling me a doom poster, saying that Deepwoken was gonna die. I didn't say that once in the video, and it's not even majorly negative, it just addresses potential concerns. If you think I'm always hating on Deepwoken, you're dumb and don't look past the titles and thumbnails on my videos, which are eye-catching and slightly exaggerated because you guys watch them more. Anyway, to the topic at hand. Alright, so Deepwoken's moderation is inconsistent, and because of that, I generally like to split the moderation team into 2 halves. The half that likes me and the half that doesn't. I'm joking, but it really is the same thing. The half that sucks up and the half that doesn't. The suck up side being the moderators who cherry pick, probably rarely talk in the Discord, and are generally the most active within the moderators as far as actual moderation actions go, because they have the most moderation actions. The second half being the chill ones, who you're more likely to see talking to normal people in the chat like a normal person, who are generally more lax with the rules and seem more chill most of the time, but it also feels like they farm less, so they're more likely to accept ban appeals and stuff like that. Now, I could also say that the suck up side are generally the moderators who want to be in the good graces of Nuttoons and Archmage, because they are, while the rest usually have more of a minimal connection to that side of the developers and groupings, which I don't particularly like, but I won't say that, of course, because why would I say that? Now, because of this, there's always multiple opinions when it comes to moderation actions, which is why there's such a disparity between certain actions and how fair that they seem depending on who's reviewing it. For example, when I told a fan to eat glass as a joke, that message wasn't reported by the fan, which I know because I was told in my appeals ticket that he hadn't reported me, and yet I received a warning for it from a moderator who likely just jumped at the opportunity to warn me. Maybe because they didn't like me, or maybe they saw a content creator role at the time, or maybe it just stood out to them because my name was red. Meanwhile, appealing it was basically effortless because the mods covering my appeal realized that it was kind of a lame cherry-picked moderation action, either done to farm actions and meet a quota, or done because they were looking for an excuse to warn me. Because realistically, it was probably the second one. And along with that, if mods don't like you, they're way more likely to warn you, which is just common bias, obviously. Because, I mean, I was clearly joking. I said, eat glass, perhaps, as a joke, which is a reference to something a developer said as a joke that kind of backfired at him at one point. But it's generally considered a joke within the community, right? And I still got a warning for it. But in all scenarios where I've been warned, there were 2 things that were different from recent times, which I haven't been warned nearly as much. And I might be whistleblowing on myself, but I've definitely threatened more people's lives now than I was before the ban. The 2 key differences are, 1, my Discord name was red because of the content creator role, which made me stand out, and 2, every warning was basically as fast as someone could type out and gather necessary proofs to apply a warning. I would say the thing that would get me warned, and within 15 15 seconds I'm warned or muted easily. Now, without my CC rule, I haven't been warned once, and I've even tested this out by making multiple repeats of statements I know have gotten me warned before, and I've even done it in front of moderators who are in the chat. I've even gone out of my way to bother moderators in the chat. There was, like, I would just ping moderators in the chat and start messing with them, and nothing. So the red name obviously stands out, but to what degree? Because quite recently, and I counted, there was a guy in the Discord putting the hard R among other slurs and prejudice statements against trans people, gay people, basically any minority you can think of. And he was just putting these statements in the general chat, who didn't get banned for over 30 minutes. Maybe it was just an off hour when there's less moderators active. Maybe they didn't notice him because his name is dark green and he blends in with the sea of other green names. But it's stupid, right? Because that happens, he's not banned for over half an hour. However, when I tell a fan to eat glass as a joke, or tell another fan, which this is a real thing, I told another fan, I could kill you with a gif of like a cat that looked kind of angry, I got warnings instantly. Okay, totally understandable. However, what isn't understandable is the inconsistency in ban appeals, which I think is worse than the inconsistency in moderation, because so many people get treated so unfairly. I have seen people appeal their bans maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 times, and nearly get blacklisted. And every time they will receive either different explanations or different reasonings, which may be because they're banned for multiple things. But if that is the case, and they are banned for multiple things, why don't the moderators each tell the full story for why they're banned? And then on top of that, I've seen ban appeals which get denied multiple times, and then suddenly get accepted with zero change, and I can only perceive this based on the thousands of ban appeals I've read as Moderator A comes through to farm actions by skimming through appeals. He continuously denies multiple appeals without going through them with diligence or care. Then Moderator B comes in, actually reads the appeal and applies some effort, and maybe sees that someone has a fair point or proof, so he decides to unban them. I've seen this happen at least a dozen times, which may not sound like a lot when you consider that I've read through literally thousands of ban appeals in my time, but that level of error just shouldn't be acceptable when your player base may be getting falsely banned, and many users likely got blacklisted from appealing despite their ban appeals being potentially valid, meaning that they could have gotten unbanned if they appealed at a different time when different mods are reading through the appeals, but instead they got blacklisted from appealing, and it's all dependent on the person who read their appeal rather than the rules which surround that appeal, and this level of inconsistency and lack of care is honestly unacceptable. I'm really only making this video because I'm pissed about having my ticket open for fudging, let's keep this video PG, months, and the reason behind it doesn't even make sense. Why do I need to appeal my role blacklist separately when I already appealed the action which got me blacklisted? That's like if I got framed for murder, proved I didn't do it to the judge, but then he sends me up to the Supreme Court and says, yeah, but they didn't see it. And now I have to deal with 2 trials for one singular crime while I'm sitting in prison because you guys have this stupid system in place where only the CC team can deal with the CC role, even if it's lost due to something completely unrelated to being a content creator or being involved with the content creation team. That makes no sense. If I make a video, which, I don't know, maybe slanders someone or talks negatively in a bad way about the devs and they want to silence me or something like that, and then I lose my CC role, yeah, that's up to the CC team. But if I lost it due to a basic moderator action, which was then proven invalid, why do I still not have my role? And then there's rules, right? Some of the rules are just stupid. I've made multiple videos about stupid rules, so I won't go into too much detail, but recently there's 2 scenarios that stood out to me. First of all, I saw someone get banned from the Discord and the game for being in Key Exploits, the YouTuber's fan Discord server. Now hold up, some of you may think that this isn't bad because, you know, he's an exploit YouTuber. Why would you be in his thing if you don't exploit? Now the ban reason was for exploiter association and black market Discord servers, or exploit Discord servers. Key Exploits isn't friends with the guy who got banned, so association is out the door, they're just tacking that on. And along with that, while Key Exploits is an exploit YouTuber, his Discord server is just a fan server, so BM or exploit servers shouldn't be in line with this because somebody can watch Key Exploits videos and enjoy his content or his personality without being an exploiter. And on top of that, he has a lot of non-exploiter fans, both before and when he stopped exploiting for a long time, which is when he became a legit Deepwoken YouTuber. And on top of that, he remains friends with most of the other bigger content creators who are doing videos at the same time as him, and yet they don't get banned for it. But this random fan of his who was in his fan Discord server got banned from the game for being in his fan Discord server, which I've already talked about 500 times why banning people who don't BM or exploit who are in those servers is such a stupid PG rule, because many people in those servers are in those servers as hangouts, right? And many of those servers which aren't BMs or exploit servers get flipped into BM or exploit servers from, you know, original servers that were just hangouts that got sold to people. So instead of banning people for being in them, ban the people who use them, because literally every black market or exploit Discord server has either vouches for proof of deals or a buyer rule for proof of exploit ownership. They literally do the work for you guys is, and you still just take the easy way out and instantly ban anyone found in these servers. And it's stupid, which, by the way, another thing the Deepwoken mods don't make is exceptions, which leads me into the second scenario I wanted to talk about. A moderator for another Roblox game was permanently banned from Deepwoken for being in a black market Discord server because he was checking people's roles and vouchers to ban them from the other Roblox game that he moderates for. And upon appealing, he was denied, which is fucking stupid. Still PG-13, I get 2 fucks, and that's the second one right there. But yes, he was literally doing his job for another game, and he got banned from Deepwoken for it with no exceptions, because the Deepwoken rulebook doesn't make exceptions, which is moronic, because there's so much nuance to cases like this, which is why even in the real-life law, people get acquitted and stuff like that, because there's exceptions. Essentially, the moderation staff kind of just pissed me off, because I've been waiting 4 months to get gift perms back in general. Another stupid part of the Deepwoken Discord server, but like, these morons can't set up a bot properly. At level 40, you get image and gift perms, but the bot auto-deletes GIF embeds, which is literally a setting you can disable with 1 click. So because the mods or devs don't do this, I gotta save my GIFs to my PC to send them as a file. Fudge off. 2 F's word is the limits. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this rant. About my game, someone asked for an update last video. My game's base combat is about to be finished, and then from there I implement more weapons and advanced equipment systems, and I'm making some more music. I've got 3 tracks done. I'm doing the music on my own, but no updates for you guys visually because I'm gatekeeping for now. But one system that I'm working on right now that I love is the custom clothing system. All these Roblox games have like shitty custom clothing where it's really just you wear Roblox clothes and then people put like lingerie on their Roblox characters or pajamas. No, I'm adding tailoring. You're gonna be able to get leather and you're gonna be able to cut it up yourself into designs and stuff, with hopefully some sort of AI moderation if I can make that work, so nobody's putting swastikas on their back. But yeah, I'm also probably gonna have to sell that as Game Pass to ensure people don't abuse it as much, sadly, which goes for a lot of stuff in this game I'm working on, because I want to sell a lot of accessories that are super customizable, but they have to be expensive so people are less likely to abuse them and get banned for it, right? Sorry about that, but it's optional, you know? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Shoutouts to YouTube members of Tier 2 or higher: Green, Brick, Pickle, Goobka, Highcard, Phillip, Drizzy Drake Fan, and welcome to new YouTube member, Wizzy My Tizzy. I love you, Wizzy. I could kissy you, Wizzy My Tizzy. Anyway, check me out on Twitch and my live channel where those videos go. I love you all, have an amazing day, and goodbye.